Welcome back to our drain prep for this car. In the last video, you saw me refresh the entire front end of this car, including a new front lip, brake ducts, fender liners, overall just an update for the front end. And I'm continuing on that trend of little things that make a difference for the car. And that's why today I'm going to be replacing the window trim, finally. So if you've been following along with me, you know how bad this window trim is. I actually pointed it out in my build breakdown about how I was going to do it over the winter. I never got around to it, but it needs to be done. So I thought Audrain would be a great time to do it for, since my car will be on display along with Connor's at the gathering at Rough Point. It's just one event in a long weekend full of great things. So I'm happy to be a part of it, but it's also pushing me to make this car really perfect. So along with the window trim, I have some very good interior bits as well. And I'm also going to be replacing the door handle gasket, since I really don't have any. So just that little stuff makes a big difference in my opinion. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the passenger side first off camera just to get a gist. And then I will be showing the bread and butter, which is the driver's side, because this is definitely the worst side, no doubt. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my seats out because I also have to do some interior stuff. And once I'm done with that, I'll get started on the passenger side, finish that up, and then I'll see you when I begin the driver's side. So that was quick and simple. As you can see, the window, the trim, and the seals are out. I will be replacing everything I took out along with this seal on the bottom here. I don't think I'm gonna touch the door. The door looks great. What I highlighted in that last clip right there was the paint missing from behind my trim. So I was supposed to make it to the paint shop today to get some touch-up paint, but I didn't know that they closed at noon, and it's now around 3 o'clock. So got a little carried away. I'm going to have to wait until Monday. It is Saturday right now, so the car's gonna stay like this. I did finish the other side. I just don't wanna show you yet because I wanna reveal it as one. So gonna give this a good clean, leave it a blank slate for right now, and get started on some other projects. I got the wrong ones. Holy fuck! Okay, so taking a break from everything else, I got my Recaros finally where I want them to be. So you saw from the beginning, all the seatbelt holes were leather that were stitched to the fabric, and all the newer Recaros have that plastic trim to hold the seatbelt holes in place. So I DIY'd it, so I made all the plastic fit where it should be. It looks so much better, updated the seats so much more. Now they look much better. It holds the fabric a lot tighter and there's no more peeling on the back. So I'm very happy with how those came out, and let's continue with the other projects. So on the next DIY project, we got e-brake boot. And the shift boot is already done. That's why I'm recording this one, is because just to make sure I know how to sew. So here we have some nylon. And I chose this material because I saw a company do it, and I forget which one, and they only made shift boots. I really wanted to have a shift boot along with an e-brake boot matching. I have these now and they're leather. They have like the M striping, whatever. I got these a while back. They're kind of outdated and I really like this material. So the shift boot came out great. I'll show you that once I'm done with this, and then I'm going to pair it with a new shift knob finally, because right now I have a 5-speed in there and it is a 6-speed, but I'm gonna change it up completely. So just to show that if something is not available, it's always an option to do it yourself. I'm going to put this on the nylon, trace the nylon out, cut out 2 sheets, leave a little extra so I can bend it in a little bit like this and sew the seam in here, and then I will have my own e-brake boot. So I actually think for this one, I'm going to trace it out in 1, and although it would make more sense to do it in 2, do 1 here and then 1 here and then sew it along this back and sew it along this right here. Since this is a straight edge, I might just trace along here, flip this over, and then continue it out and then fold it along this while I sew this side. So I only have to sew 1 seam. So I'm going to try this out, and if it doesn't work, then I'll do a 2-piece because I have plenty of material. So
I wanted to contribute myself. I was writing down and putting all the categories together. I ain't got no money, I ain't got no job blues, I ain't got no woman blues. And then I said, wait a minute. See, I don't want to waste no categories. I ain't got no money blues, I ain't got no job blues, I ain't got no woman blues. Hell, I'm the same thing. Because if I could get me a job, I could make me some money, I could call me a lady.
okay, the boot in essence, so you can see it resembles what we got here, just have a lot of overlap, and that is for stitching purposes. So this is where the seam would have been, right here, but instead I opted to just keep it 1 piece. I feel like that would be easier. This looks a lot like a manta ray or something, but then I'm going to figure out a mounting solution to this, but we'll worry about that when we come to it. So now it's time to sew, and I'll get back to you once I sew all this because I'm not recording it. It'll take too long. And no, I'm doing it by hand, no machine, no cheating. Okay, so here we have both boots. This one is finally finished. So like I said, the bend really isn't that great, but I test fit it on the car before I put it on the bracket, and it actually looks quite nice. So here you can see how I installed the boot onto the bracket itself. And I just drilled little holes in here and ran a zip tie through, cut a hole in the back for this bracket. Gonna see if I can just push this down with this in front. Gonna test fit this in the car, see what see how it looks. Okay, so I'm not gonna make this mistake again of breaking my windshield. So it's already loose, and now I have the final step, which is an OEM BMW golf ball. Alright, so that is everything to wrap up the interior on my car. I'm very happy with how everything came out, and I'm extremely happy that I was able to get the shift boot and e-brake boot done in a day. Alright, so now that that's all set, I will get on with the other side of the window trim, and you'll finally see how it looks once it's all done. Alright, the old seal is off. Now I'm ready to put the window trim on, finally. So I think this touch-up looks great. It's definitely a 5-footer. It's not perfect, but that's all that matters, because the white really caught your eye beforehand, and now you won't even look there to notice it. So I did a coat or two more. I did a coat or two more of touch-up just to ensure that it doesn't peel back off or flake off once I air dry it. But overall, I'm happy with the result. There's no more white to be seen in there, and the color match was very decent. So All right, the odd drain prep is done. The car has made a huge 180 in a visual sense with the interior and exterior of everything. And I'm super happy with how everything came out. And now it's time to go to odd drain. So thank you so much for watching as always. I really hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you soon.